Good morning, beautiful being of love and light. Hello, hello. It's Akasha. I'm here to just share uh, some more dreams, and these were um, about water, motion, flow, and I think protection as well. And it was quite interesting. So I found myself awake in the middle of the night last night. A couple of things happened yesterday that were very odd for me. I needed to lay down and nap. Energetically kind of wiped out. The last few days have been quite intense. And if you hear panting, that is Miss Lucy. She thinks she needs something more of my attention here. So anyway, I was laying in bed and I felt like, am I experiencing some earthquakes? Really felt like there was a rippling effect that was happening. And then I was looking around and not seeing anything moving in my room. And I realized, wow, this is what's happening within my body. And it began to feel more like heart palpitations. Anyway, that was really interesting. So I'm up at 2:30 for a couple of hours in the middle of the night, finding myself outside gazing at Luna Mamakia, at the beautiful moon. And the night before, she appeared quite orange and sun-like and was radiating many colors of gold and orange. And last night, she was just pure white in the sky. So I was out for a bit and then just found myself wanting to clean the house in the middle of the freaking night. And finally made a cup of tea, and maybe 4:35 in the morning I went back to bed, put on my eye mask, imagined myself shielded up, and had my little selenite bar on my chest and my organite pyramid next to me, and allowed myself to drift off from a meditative state into sleep. And I found myself, suddenly I was with my older daughter, Brianna, and we were in some coastal town, and we were in a beige colored vehicle. And I had a sense that, she was wanting me to go down this coastal road that was taking us what seemed south, and like out of a mountainous or higher range going down. And I thought, I think we're going the wrong way. And suddenly I noticed like some logs in the road and cars kind of spinning by us, and whoosh, a flood of water came through. And here we are in this vehicle floating on this water. And I'm like, oh shit, this is like the floods that are happening around the world. I'm recognizing that I'm thinking this in my dream. I thought, this is interesting. What's going on? And my daughter is panicking, and I'm not really feeling panicked. And as we're kind of floating along or driving along, I realize we're like right on the edge of the cliff, and the water on the road is just kind of pulling us sort of up. So coming down and then sort of going back up. And I kept reaching outside of the window of the car to hang on to the poles that were like fence poles, but it was just like big, huge steel poles or whatever material they were, all the way on the left side, the mountain side, the town side of the road, and watching the water just like spill into the ocean. And I was gauging, and I kept thinking, I don't think we're meant to keep going. We need to turn back now. We need to turn back. And Brianna wanted to keep going, and my daughter. And somehow I intuitively knew that, no, we want to turn around and get to higher ground. So I woke up from that, found myself, I didn't wake up from it, but I realized I was dreaming about my daughter, and the dream somehow ended, or I'm not remembering any more of it. And the next moment, I found myself in what I thought was the Arctic. It was all snow and hills, mountains, snow, 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 nothing but white. Sparkly, crystalline, white mountains and snow, and there was this big ocean or body of water, and apparently I was supposed to take my little board. Maybe it was a paddle board or a surfboard. I don't know what it was, but I was supposed to take my little board out into that water, and I'm like, no. And the water was really dark, and it was super white snow everywhere. And at first I didn't see anybody, but I guess I did get on my little board to go out into the water to try to get in the water, and I was super uncomfortable. And I look over at this iceberg, and sitting up against the ice with her legs just crisscross applesauce was the sweetest little child. And she appeared to be an Inuit child, looked very cherubic, very angelic, and she was just gazing at me and communicating through her heart and her eyes that it's okay, just showing me it's okay, we're supposed to be here. And so I scrambled up to sit next to her, and I was looking down and in the water, and I thought I saw like the sharks that are kind of spotted, or maybe it was a ray, a manta ray being kind of under the water. I thought I saw some big beings in the water swimming around us. Could have been the whales. I'm not really sure, but the one being in the water I noticed was like cream colored and little darker spots on its beautiful flesh. And so I'm kind of freaked out, and in my dream, and yet the water, you would think it would be ice cold, but it was like warm and steamy, like a hot spring. And oh, I love hot springs. So I'm trying to be okay with this. And then I realize, as I'm struggling to be comfortable in this putting my feet in the water, I notice on the edge there's also more and more people appearing, and everyone that I looked at, excuse me, super water, shungite in my water, minerals, blah blah blah. I know you guys are drinking a lot of water. I was noticing these people. There was like an older gentleman that caught my eye, and just everyone that I allow myself to look at, it was as if they were looking back at me with encouragement and compassion, and like, it's okay, you can come sit here with us and put your feet in the water. And I noticed that there were a bunch of big, huge black rocks, the shiny ones that look just like the shungite rocks that I use for hot stone therapy sometimes, but bigger. And so anyway, I finally calmed my ass down and sat on one of these beautiful rocks and put my feet in the water, and it felt so good and so healing and so warm, and everything was so calm and white and bright, and so I know there are messages for me to unwrap within those two dreams. And perhaps as some of you are listening, you might get some intuitive pulses and hunches about what this could symbolize, collectively even. So I thought I'd come to you this beautiful Sunday morning and wish you a great day, and share my dream, and greet you in the love and the light, and remind us to hang in there and stay in our hearts. And although the floods are here, keep seeking the higher grounds, right? And and spirit appears, trust. So, listening to your own intuitive guidance, there's a lot of emotion flowing. So, I'll just kind of keep feeling into that and make some more notes. But thank you once again for coming together, somehow finding me, joining me here for just a moment of the now as I share my journey with the highest intention to help you feel at peace, calm, and inspired to travel on yourself within and trust in the process of your own becoming. Have a wonderful day. I love you all very much in love and light. Aho.